I got enough dynamite to blow up the entire solar system.
It was at this moment our hero knew he'd f***ed up.
Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Astroneer. I'm Farmer Joe, and I'm back. And wow, you're a bunch of noisy futhermuckers. Good lord. Listen to that. Well, here's the deal. I want to tell you guys about my latest iteration of this E.X.O farm project going on. I have done it. I have made a couple of E.X.O farms that now combine the seeds from other plants to make even more potent materials, even more potent products that we can sell for points. So let's go take a look. We have got 4 of our cauldrons at work. Now, by the way, just for reference, here is our old site, and I have since determined that it was extremely inefficient and it just didn't work properly. And we'll get into all that. But I want to show you what I'm doing right now. I've got these 2 cauldrons right here working on a Ada petrol. So this is the mid-range 35 point per sample product that we've been working on, and it takes the squash samples right here, which are growing in this pit. Oh, what's going on? I heard that. And it takes these Attica seeds, and which are growing in this pit right here. And it combines them, and in the middle, I mean, the cool factor is pretty awesome. I mean, look at that. All the arms working together to get this stuff done. And both of these cauldrons feed into this medium gas container, which is right now being filled up. And we have the high tier 50 point, what is it called? Noxethane plants being created, or Noxethane samples being created using the elegant spew flower. Is that what these things are called, if I remember correctly? Yes. It takes elegant spew flower seeds and combines them with the squashaline plants to form Noxethane. So now this Noxethane container right here is full, so let's take it over here, and I've moved the rockets to a place we can easily get to them. And since it is 160 of 160, and if we examine it, we can see that this payload right here is worth 8,000 points. That's pretty damn good. So we're going to go ahead and exchange that for whatever they want to give to us. And they do. We get a return on that. Now, even though we've achieved all the emotes and the uniform editions, we still get bonus prizes, bonus awards. So here's what's going on. We've got 4 of these cauldrons, which, by the way, let's get to that right away. I want to thank Fufu. I'm going to keep messing your name up. I'm sorry. Fufu has been very helpful in this and pointed out to me something I didn't even notice. Here on Silva, we find these cauldrons right here. And remember, we went over the name, Leisurely Cauldrangia. It didn't click what that name meant. Leisurely Cauldrangia. Well, the leisurely has a meaning. It means it goes at a very slow, la-di-da pace. It's slow. Well, if you go to Calidor, you will find this one right here, the brisk Cauldrangia. So, brisk, a little faster, a little higher urgency. So, mid-range cauldron processes stuff a little faster. And then on Aatrox, where things are all kinds of messed up, we have the Swift Cauldrangia, which is a cauldron does the same thing, but does it much faster. So, what I've done is I've replaced our sets of Leisurely Cauldrangia with the fast, or with the mid-range and the fast. And why I didn't just replace all of them with the fast, there's a reason for that. And it has partially to do with the fact that the plants were not as plentiful on Aatrox as they are here on Silva. And the same goes for Calidor. Calidor, the plants were not that easy to find. But also, this is a little more complicated. When you mix 2 plants, you have another problem. You're trying to walk the knife edge. Oh, wow, it's the noise. I am sorry about the noise. You're walking the knife edge of balancing having products available squash samples and other plant samples like this mutant Atticus seed. Which, let me point something out to you. When you... I don't know if this has been the case before the event. I don't think it has. Oops. Ooh, this is not good. Okay, no. This thing grabbed that. There you go. Okay, good. Oh, there's something I want to do. We're going to do this right now before I forget. I've got these science labs running, and the reason for that is that, again, as I said, you need to keep science moving. Science needs to keep moving because each of these rocket launches costs 500 science units. So make sure you keep doing that. Come on, let me plant you. Okay, these are my spares. But you're always walking a knife edge of keeping enough of these plants, whether they're the mutant Atticus seeds or the spew flowers. You're trying to keep enough because each plant produces 2 seeds, which is more than the 1 seed that the squash plants produce. Squash plants produce 1 seed, but that 1 seed is safe. It's not part of any recipe. It is, however, part of this recipe. So it's possible, if you have a pit like this, that these arms could just keep grabbing seeds, and the seeds you need to plant aren't getting planted, so they're not renewing themselves. So you want to plant a whole bunch of them, but you don't want to plant so many that they get out of control. So that's why they're in a pit. It's kind of shaped like a bowl. You can't really tell, but the lining of the wall is shaped like a bowl. And so when the plants explode, it does a pretty good job of keeping the plants within the bowl. It's pretty good. Okay, so we've got a good source of seeds, and the same goes for the spew flower. But what I was saying earlier was, I don't know if this has been the case all throughout this game before this event, but when you take a spew flower like this, notice it's just called Harmless Flora now. I think that's just for the event, but if you take it and harvest it, even if it's a mutant spew flower and it can do damage to you, if you pick it and then plant it, which we're going to do right now, do that, plant, okay, it says mutant elegant spew flower seed, but when it grows, it's Harmless Flora. Okay, Harmless Flora. And I think it might be something they did for the event. Ooh, oh, I forgot to do a thing. I forgot to put this back in the center and replace it. There we go. So that way stuff is still being done. Okay, so we're keeping things going. Also, this is full, so let's grab this one, put it on top. Let's grab these things on the side, which are our rewards. And right here, this one isn't quite as expensive, isn't quite as lucrative. It's 5,600 because it's the mid-range product. It's, what did we call it? Ada petrol? Okay, so we filled it up. So let's go ahead and launch it. And we're gonna get credit for that. Should get it fairly soon. Right there, accredited 56 item recovery points. So there you go. When you manually, or when you grow these plants, like you are the one that plants them, then it actually creates a non-lethal version of the plant, a harmless plant, so that it can be farmed. I think that was made for this update in particular, so that you can farm them without, like, if you were to try to harm these Atticus plants, you'd be dodging bombs left and right if you were trying to do it normally, because they spit bombs at you. It would be impossible to try to farm that. No way. So I think they've coded in that they are, for the purposes of this event, harmless. So therefore, they should be good for farming. Okay, and here we go again. I'm getting a little tired of getting packagers, and dynamite, but I'll take them. Notice the gravity ball over here. I was getting inundated with bonus samples of Astronium, so much of it that I was just trying to find a way to spend it. So that's why I've got this trade platform here, and one of the things added to the trade platform is the gravity globe. So if you have 8 Astronium, you can trade it for 1 gravity globe. So there's that. Also, the portable smelting furnace, which we now have in our inventory. So we've got that, which is pretty cool. But it was a good way to burn some Astronium. I got so much of it. So let's talk about the particulars of this farm. Alright, so what I've got is... Oh, see, there's some Astronium right there. Why is it not being picked up? Let's move it over here. Will it get picked up now? Yep, there it goes. Cool. Okay, so I'm confining the products to their own discrete pits, okay? All of the squash, all of the sturdy squash is growing in this pit, and it is supplying all 4 of the cauldrons. Okay, it's in a depressed pit so that the seeds don't go flying, the products don't go flying. However, the bottom of the pit is flat so that the seeds have no problem germinating, and so far it's been pretty good. I haven't had to go and resupply them with seeds in a long time, which is really good. Okay, but it keeps it in the pit where the arms can still reach it, and the proximity repeaters can reach out, and the pits are a little bit bigger than the arms can reach. I did that on purpose so that some plants can always grow and they're not within the reach of the auto arms. That guarantees that some plants will be safe. And I did that particularly with the native plants right here, these Atticus seeds, because the seeds themselves are a product that's required. Because of that, let's put that in there. Because of that, I wanted to keep some seeds safe, so I made the pit big enough so that part of the pit, it can be activated by the proximity fuse, or the proximity fuse, thinking like it. I've just been watching a bunch of dogfight videos on History Channel. The proximity repeater can still reach out and plant them and harvest them, but they're safe from the auto arms, so it guarantees that a portion of the population will always be safe, okay? But they're in separate pits. I could have put them all in one pit, and that's what I did in the original design, okay? When I first decided to play around with mixing products, I put them all in the same pit. What happened was, because you get 2 seeds for every product, with the spew flowers and the Atticus seeds, or the Atticus plants, they would overwhelm the whole area, the germination area, and there was no room for the squash to plant. So it became clear that no matter what I plant in here, the seeds are the squash is gonna lose out to whatever's planted with it. So the squash had to be in its own pit. So in this arrangement, I had to think like Factorio. If you ever played Factorio, you notice that things work better if you can put feed things with their own belts, or with each side should be its own discrete item. Don't mix things on the belts. Just keep them to a maximum of 2 types of item on the belt and keep them separated. You'll get good production value. So that's what I did. Okay, so did we get anything off of this? Or we already took care of that. Okay. Took care of that already. So yeah, there is the reason for the discrete pits. And now for the flowers themselves, like the spew flowers and the Atticus plants. Okay, so here's something to consider. You want the seeds to germinate as soon as possible, okay? You want some seeds to germinate and start growing new plants, so that way they're safe. Now, if you remember, I set up a, oops, that's a seed. Let's get that back in the pit. If you remember, I used the railroad track as a timer so that it would keep setting off the proximity repeaters and the delay, using a delay repeater. That way you'd get like a double signal. First, the railroad car would initiate a signal, and then that would harvest any plants, okay? And there would be seeds lying everywhere, but we wanted to get them planted as soon as possible, so I put this delay repeater right nearby, and it would just send an immediate follow-up signal within like 25 ticks, and that would just plant seeds as soon as possible. Well, Found a more efficient way to do that. We don't need tracks. All you need to do is set up a proximity repeater, 3 of them. Okay, each of these pairs. Okay, this is how I set this up. I've got a pair, this pair right here that's working on the noxethane. Okay, I've got 6 arms working. One set of 2 arms is feeding one cauldron. One set of 2 arms is feeding that cauldron, and then the remaining 2 arms are taking the products from the cauldron and putting them in the center. So that takes care of the 6 arms, and it uses 3 proximity repeaters, 1 in each pit, and 1 over here next to the delay repeater. And the delay repeater activates, it's attached to all 3 proximity repeaters, but there's 1 proximity repeater that's right here that sets off the delay repeater once again. So it like feeds back, it reinitiates the delay repeater, and it creates an endless signal that every 25 ticks, or I think it might be 14 ticks actually, let's take a look. 13. Okay, let's bump it up to 14. I think that's what I did on the other one. Every 14 ticks, this thing sends a signal, and this proximity repeater guarantees that the delay repeater gets started again. And that constantly germinates these plants. Also, when you set up these pits, you're going to find that there's like a critical mass, a number of plants that you have to have germinated at any given time to be safe. Think of how long it takes for the plants to grow from seeds to a harvestable plant. Okay, and in that time, how many seeds can these things process? These things can process, I want to say, like, together, a total of like 15 or 20 seeds before a plant grows. These 2 together can process like at least a dozen, maybe even 2 dozen seeds before the plant grows. So what I would do, and since you get 2 seeds out of a plant, I would put like about 15 plants in here just to start out. That way there's a supply of seeds to keep the arms busy, and it doesn't affect the seeds that are growing, because you don't want these things to wait around. So if they do, then you're going to find that when the new seeds are made, they're going to grab them right up before they can germinate. So you want to make sure you have a lot of them germinating first. So to set up your pit for the mutant spewflower seeds and the Atticus seeds, Atticus plants, make sure you have like anywhere from 10 to 15, maybe even 20 of them planted in the pit, ready to go before you activate these arms, okay? So that should keep everything well supplied. I'd also make sure you have a ton of squash seeds. I'm really kind of thinking I should have more in there, but don't have as many as I'd like. I'll probably go out and get some more. But there's a good amount in there. I mean, oops, look at that. There's like 2 samples right there. Why did that not get picked up? Okay. But again, yeah, have a good amount of seeds in there. Enough to keep all 4 of them working. You can see I'm, like right here, they're not, it's a choke point right now. I'm not, these arms are waiting for product, so I need to put some more seeds. And as I said before, make sure you keep your proximity repeaters out of the range of other proximity repeaters, which, since they're in discrete pits now, that's not a problem, but also keep them out of range of the arms. You don't want them turning the arms on and off, so that's still something to consider. But yeah, keeping them in discrete pits has simplified a lot, so this is a really cool system. Also, keep an eye on these things. If you've got them anywhere near your pit, and some of these seeds fly out, you're going to find that these seeds will form a weed patch around your proximity repeater, because they're constantly popping, harvesting, germinating, harvesting, and the seeds aren't actually being consumed. They just sit there. So you're going to have a monster amount of plants before long. So make sure you check. Make sure you pick up any loose seeds, and do yourself a favor and set up in a designated area some spares. So if you have to if you have to refill the pit, because you got to find your balance. You're going to run this system. You're going to keep an eye on it. It's not an AFK pit. It's very close, though. It's really close to an AFK pit. You're going to have to keep an eye on it and make sure that they're not running out of plants. They could. That's something you have to keep an eye on. But keep a spare farm of plants nearby so that you can reconstitute the pit without having to go back to the stinking planet to go get spare plants. Now, I will tell you that I have done a mix here. This is a Swift Caldera, Caldrangia, and this is a Brisk Caldrangia. I've paired them together. So for the Noxethane, I've got one of each, a mid-range and a fast cauldron, and with the Ada Petrol, I've got a mid-range and a fast cauldron. The reason being is if you make them all fast cauldrons, they will consume the seeds super quick. So that's why I'm kind of mixing and matching, and I've just basically taken these things out of circulation. I've got like 5 of 6 of these things, and I'm not even using them. This is keeping me busy enough just trying to run these. I mean, look at those arms going back and forth. That's just freaking cool to me. Now, dealing with the resources that you're going to get. Be prepared. You're going to end up with a little supply hub right next to your farm. I brought this out in the middle of nowhere, thinking it would run smoothly because I don't have to worry about, you know, bogging down the video card, FPS, that sort of thing, because there's, you know, not going to be many items around. But man, all the supplies I'm getting via the rocket, and now that I've set up the trade platform here so I can get rid of some of this Astroneer, I'm overwhelmed with supplies. I've got more dynamite and packagers and titanium and iron, and I even got... as a prize, I even got some nanocarbon alloy. I got some QT RTGs as a prize. I've just gotten a whole bunch of stuff, but be prepared to deal with the influx, the massive influx of supplies that you're going to get. All right, is this full yet? No, it's not. What am I waiting on? Yeah, you might have to shuffle these around a little bit. So just be aware of that. Just keep an eye on it, but it's... just go back and forth. I've got 4 of these medium gas containers available so that, I think I said it before, that you want to have a spare and you want to have one active. So that way when I take this one, when it's full, I can plop it up on the rocket and then I can immediately take this one and shuffle it right into place. And why does... okay, this is for Ada Petrol right here. For some reason it retains one sample for some reason. I'm not sure why, but so this is for Ada Petrol, so this is going to go here, and the green Noxethane is going to go there. So as soon as this one's ready to ride the rocket, I'll pull it, put it on the rocket, and I'll slip this one right in its place. So that should work pretty well. And again, make sure you got your science running. There's a pretty good patch of science here, so these things are keeping busy, and I've got 50 units coming in, and I'm launching rockets, and I'm still slowly increasing my science. It's going really well. Let's get these seeds out of here. Seeds pop, and they blow in different directions, so if you find any that are growing like right on the fringe, put them back in the pit. They will be a mess. They'll be impossible to clean later on. Sometimes, if you find that you're, like right here, yep, let's throw this back in the pit. If you find that the seeds are getting out of control, what you can do is you can turn these arms off and then maybe pull some seeds out to make sure your spare farm has got plenty of seeds, and then separate these so that they don't activate one another. Okay? Just separate them, and then the cycle will stop. And then these seeds will continue to grow to maturity. Send them a signal to pop them all, and then you can just, and then leave it alone and just let the seeds despawn, and then you can reset your farm if they get out of control. So all right, but we're gonna get this back into place because it's still okay. Activate it, boom, and then that just starts the cycle. Just activate that proximity repeater, and the cycle will keep on going. So there you go. All right, let's see if any of this is really close to travel, to being good to travel, right? Not yet. What about this one? Really close. Okay. Well, I think what we'll do is we will get these things. I think we got this one more ready to go. When it's ready, we'll send it on the rocket. All right, let's just pull that. Put that in place. Okay. plop this on the rocket. Oh, both these are going to be very close. Okay, and go. And I think we're going to be good with this green one as well. The Noxothane. Come on, one more. Give me one more. Okay, got that. And we'll put that right there. Okay. So as soon as the rocket... Oh, it took... Oh, look at that. It took off without it. Why did it take off without it? We did put it on the rocket, right? Oh, look at that. What is that? A hydrazine jetpack. Oh, man. Okay. I don't have this in this save. So let's put that there. Oh, man. I don't have that yet, I don't think. And we've got a crap ton of hydrazine right there. There we go, hydrazine, yes. Another hydrazine jetpack. See, this is what I'm talking about. The prizes that you get for turning this stuff in is freaking phenomenal. All right, let's put the green on there. Send it on its way. What the? Why did it do that just now? Okay, once I can understand, now you're really starting to puzzle me now. When I finish loading up a pallet, I have been putting it on this train for transportation back to the actual main hub area. Oh, good lord. Okay, more dynamite. My goodness, wait till you see what I got for you. I'm going to be sending you about 14,000 points worth of stuff. Okay, get on the rocket. Okay, it's on the rocket, right? What the hell? Is it not accepting anymore? Let's take a look. 152,000, that's how many points. Is it, do I have a collection of unclaimed rewards or something? This is very strange. Holy crap. E.X.O chip, research sample, nanocarbon alloy. Damn. Okay. Okay, will you take something now and stop giving me stuff? I am stumped right now. I am absolutely stumped. Why is it not taking the item? God bless America. Okay, well, let's take the research item. Feed it to the science. I mean, it just keeps wanting to give me stuff. Okay, where's the other? Okay, nanocarbon. I've gotten 4 nanocarbon alloy this way. I want you to know. Look at this. Look at this. QTRTGs. Yeah, you know me. Okay, well, we're gonna give those a home. My mind is absolutely blown right now. Is it because I hit 150,000? Is that what it is? And a whole bunch of prizes came with it? And it won't actually accept what I'm trying to send? This seems weird. Okay, I have no words. I don't know what to say. I don't want to accidentally blow anything up. Put that in my backpack. Holy hell. Can I have any more packagers, please? Any more dynamite? I don't think I could... I got enough dynamite to blow up the entire solar system. Okay, will you take it now? God dang it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it won't accept I don't know why it won't accept my stuff. Something better come back on that rocket. I mean, I'm thinking that at some point nothing's gonna come back, and I'm gonna be like, why the hell aren't you taking my stuff I'm sending you? Why? Why? More hydrazine? Please. Okay, let's do that. Go there, right? See, now it says 152,000. Am I just... You have rewards waiting to be claimed. Collect rewards before the end of the event. So, okay. I'm gonna launch it without anything and just see if stuff keeps coming back. And if stuff stops coming back, I'll let you know. Okay, so I think what's happening is, I think because the way it's set up is that when you submit like every 800 points or every 1,000 points, you earn a prize package. You earn a reward package, which includes dynamite, packagers, E.X.O chips. I've gotten 6 jump jets so far, and nanocarbon alloy, and every time you but if you cross 2 of those thresholds in one shipment, then you've earned 2 prize packages. And I think I've earned so many prize packages. Here's 8 jump jets. Oh my gosh. I think I've earned so many prize packages that the computer is basically telling me, okay, stop sending us stuff, start collecting your prizes, damn it, and we're not going to accept any more shipments until you collect your prizes. And so I think that's what's happening. Okay, can I send one up yet? Can I please send one up? Nope. I can't. Wow, okay. So I might be stuck having to collect these prizes for God knows how long. It says you have rewards. Care packages, you have rewards. And here they come. Look at this. Did I break it? Did I actually break it? And now I'm like just getting... I could be getting QT RTGs forever now? Is that what's happening? I keep sending them up. I keep sending them up, and I don't think it would let me send them up unless it was gonna... unless it had something to give me in return, so I'm just gonna keep sending it up. Oh, look at that! It's launching! It's launching! It's launching! I'm starting to believe I broke the game for a second. Look at this! I mean, I've got like 8 jump jets. I've got, again, enough dynamite to blow up the solar system. I've got E.X.O chips out the wazoo, and I'm starting to get enough QT RTGs to light up Chicago, so... I guess we're good. Let's see what they send us. More dynamite, more packagers. Yeah, we got enough dynamite to blow up the solar system, but we got enough packagers to package the solar system up and ship it to another universe. Alright, so let's see. If I take that off, put a red one on, will it take? Nope, okay. Yeah, I'm hitting a threshold here. So let's go, let's see, what have we got delivered? 160,000. So I've got a lot of prizes to collect, apparently. Holy cow, I felt like we broke the game, but you can see how it works. Clearly we can collect a whole bunch of prizes this way. I'll probably go out and get some more seeds and make sure that the squash side of this farm is good to go, but I'm loving the automation here. I mean, look at those arms go to work. It's fantastic. It's mesmerizing to watch. It's very cool. Glad to see an automated system work. So, very happy with that. And let's collect the rest of our dynamite here. Maybe we can start the Manhattan Project. Is that a thing? You could do it in Civilization. Can you do it in this game? Again, we got enough explosives.
We got enough explosives.
So, I did the thing I said I was gonna do. I went ahead, kept launching the rocket for like another day and a half after I said, hey, you know, let me just keep launching the rocket and keep the prizes coming, keep the rewards coming. And so much stuff started showing up that I thought, I need to find a way to handle it all. So I took the advice of somebody on Reddit and said, you know, I'll set up an auto arm and unload the rocket automatically and maybe even scrap some of the stuff that is given as a reward, scrap it, and take the scrap, and I can actually sell that and use it to buy resin and other things to help store more items. So basically just scrap everything and turn it into more useful stuff. And it worked great. Until I was supplied with the dynamite. Yeah, you remember, so I have to make a correction about something that, remember that part where I said, we've got enough dynamite to blow up the solar system? That wasn't quite accurate. But we came pretty damn close. That is the hole where my farm kinda used to be. Here's where the flowers used to be. Here's where the harmless flora used to be. And there's where some of the seeds are, some of the squash seeds. And you can see the atta plants, Atticus plants over there. Yeah, so fed the dynamite into the shredder. Fed the dynamite into the shredder, and it blew up. And not only did it blow up, but all of the dynamite and the hydrazine that was nearby blew up. And I think all that scrap down there might be all of the that might be all of the storage, the medium storage, but oh my goodness, and let's see, are they still there? Are they still there? You can see that some items were blown such that they were suspended in the sky. Haha, look at that. Look at that right up there. Let's go get that. Can we get that? Look at this. Look at this. Look at my auto arm. Look at my auto arm. Oh my gosh. My auto arm. Okay. Okay. Look at that. That's what happened to a bunch of stuff. So I've been trying to recover, and fortunately not much of the equipment was actually destroyed. Most of it, and you can see there's pallets of packaging units over here. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. It's freaking everywhere. Holy crap on a crutch. It's all over the place. So fortunately, it wasn't... Not much equipment was actually destroyed. The dynamite, I had so much of it, I didn't need it anyway. I'm gonna kind of miss the hydrazine. And I lost all of the stockpiled noxethane and Adipetrol. I lost all of it. Anything that was a fuel, that could work as a fuel, I lost. And and on top of that, I lost the functionality of the farm. Oh man, look at that, will ya? Is that not the craziest crap right there? So the science is still going, and we've got a whole bunch of science saved up, but I gotta find a new place to put this farm. Fortunately, oh, let me show you something to give you an idea of the stuff that I've found so far. The rewards that I've been given. Look, each of these RTGs is something that I made using nanocarbon that was given as a reward. And so I've got 12 of them, 12 RTGs made. That's 48 units, what does that say? 48 units per second, because there's 12 times 4. Or I'm sorry, there's, yeah, 12 of them times 4. Plus I've got pallets of QT RTGs. So there's no shortage of supplies, and from everything I'm reading online, it says that the prizes, the rewards stack up and then at some point you've got to collect them. The only thing is there's a little bit of confusion about why the rocket no longer accepts them. I mean, some people were saying they launched 800,000 points worth of stuff into space, and that's when they started collecting rewards. So I don't understand why it stopped me when it did. I don't know why. So, but anyway, so watch where you store your dynamite, and no automatic scrapping robots, because that's what happens when the rocket shows up with dynamite and the stupid arm grabs it and says, "Okay, let me put this in the scrapper." So, yeah, there's that. But anyway, so I will work on rebuilding and get something going again, and I'll start this thing up, start the experiment up again. Oh, and on a different note, I actually tried the other save now that the computer has been fixed, and I'm not running into that issue anymore. Granted, I only ran it for about 10 minutes, but that's like 9 minutes longer than it would run on its best day after the problem was identified, so that's a thing. Leave any thoughts, condolences, ideas, recommendations, criticisms, of which there are plenty, that can be hashed out and thrown at me. Leave them in the comments. I read them and I pay attention. Any ideas what to do next, leave them in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe button, where you can open yourself up to more buffoonery from yours truly. So anyway, you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao.